And welcome back, everyone. I'm continuing my Week 1 NFL previews. This video is for the game between the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers. This game will take place in Pittsburgh, and I think the biggest disparity between these two teams is when you look at the two teams' offenses. You look at the quarterback position for the Browns and Brian Hoyer. Now, I like Johnny Manziel. I was on board with the Browns drafting him. With that said, I don't think he's ready to start Week 1. I think they made the right call. He alluded to as much, and so did his coaching staff. He's not really comfortable with the verbiage that comes with running an NFL offense, and you can't have a confused quarterback out there calling plays. So I agree with the decision not to start him. I think you wish you had a better option than Brian Hoyer. I think when you combine that with the fact that their receiving core without, of course, Josh Gordon, who's now out for the year being suspended, they have, to me, the way I see it, no weapons on offense outside of an above-average tight end in Jordan Cameron. Yeah, Ben Tate's an upgrade at the running back position, but how much of an upgrade? He's solid, has never been able to stay healthy. We'll see if he can. The running game can't be any worse than it was last year. And then you go over to the Steelers side of the ball, and they have a top-flight quarterback in a Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, they have a top 6 or 7 receiver, in my mind, in the NFL in Antonio Brown. Okay, a steady tight end in Heath Miller. Okay, other weapons on the outside. Marcus Wheaton is a guy that really intrigues me as a receiver I think could burst on the scene this year. So, to me, a more seasoned, more experienced offense with the Steelers. I think the Browns have a little bit better of a defense than do the Steelers. I think the Steelers, with that said, though, have gotten a lot better the last 2 years, rejuvenating that defense with young legs. Watch Ryan Shazier. I think he's, if you watch my draft videos, I think he was the best defensive player picked in last year's draft. So I love that pick. I love Stephon Tuitt going to them as well to rejuvenate that defensive line. But I think when you look at it, the Browns, they give them a little bit of an edge on defense because I think overall, between their pass rush and their back end, very solid. With the likes of Joe Hayden, first-round pick Justin Gilbert, and a formidable pass rush. But is that defense good enough to overcome what I think is a defense that Dick LeBeau is going to scheme up for and really give a tough time to? I think with these younger legs at the linebacker position for the Steelers, I think they're going to return to blitzing a lot more, getting creative with their schemes. I think their speed will allow them to do that. And I just think Brian Hoyer, with no weapons, with a new offensive coordinator in Kyle Shanahan, who, I can't help but think came there to run an offense with spread principles, and now he has a drop-back quarterback. So I just think this Cleveland Browns offense is going to be a complete mess, and I think it's a shame because their defense is good. And I think when they play teams with good quarterbacks, okay, like a Steelers and a Roethlisberger, and teams who can run the ball good, which I think Le'Veon Bell is going to take a huge step forward this year, I think those teams are going to give the Browns trouble only because I think that defense is going to be on the field too much for Cleveland to be able to overcome the really good offenses. I like Pittsburgh in this game. I like Pittsburgh minus 6.5. I'm expecting a resurgence from Pittsburgh this year. I have them as one of my wild card teams this year, so I like them to get the season off on a good start by winning the first game here. Steelers minus 6.5. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel here, guys. Preview every game, always talking NFL. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.